Hey, what's up everybody? It's Joe. It's been a minute since I've done anything like this. I think when I was at Too Many Games is the last time we did any kind of looking or pickups or anything like that. So, yeah, figured it was time to do another one. Actually, it's not that it was time, it's just that something arrived. So, if you remember last year, I did a couple of unboxings for a service called My Retro Game Box, which was similar to Loot Crate. They would send you vintage games. They operated out of, I believe it was Scotland, and they only did a couple months of sending to the US before they just stopped doing it for the US because they were in a PAL territory and finding NTSC games was a hassle and all that kind of stuff. So they just said, sorry. And they stopped doing it for the US, and I believe they stopped doing it at all now. But somebody has sort of taken up that mantle. Some folks on Twitter sort of pointed me in the direction of Retro Game Treasure, which is a treasure box that's really nice, except the mail person scrawled my apartment number on here. So as you can see, this is sealed still. So I'm actually opening this for the first time. So it's a mystery box of games. It's like Loot Crate except for old video games. And I believe it was $35 plus shipping. And so we're gonna see what's what. I only signed up for 1 month, but it's cheaper if you sign up for more months. So you can do, I think, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year, and it gets progressively cheaper per month, sort of the longer you commit. But we're gonna go ahead and pop this open and see what's inside. Okay, packing material. A promo code for something. LazyNerdDesigns.com, and this is a coupon, so I guess I'll check them out and see what's what. More packing material. So the deal is you tell them sort of like you tell them what systems you have, you tell them what games you have to the best of your ability, and this is actually one problem I had with the service, which is you can say that you are good for imports, which I am, as if you've watched any of the shows in this channel, you certainly know that I'm set up for imports. But in their list of games, they give it's like a checklist where you can say like, I have this game, I have this game, I have this game. But very, very few imports are represented in those lists. So my concern is that I get an import that I already have, but that's not the biggest deal in the world. So let's see what we got here. Okay. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, which is actually not a terrible little racing game for the N64. The N64 is actually, I would argue, the system with the most good racing games. Mostly because I'm really into arcade-style racers, but they had that one, which is not bad. They had Beetle Adventure Racing, which is great. A couple of San Francisco Rush games, a couple of cruising games, Wave Race. Just a really high number of solid racing titles. And Mario Kart 64, Diddy Kong Racing, that stuff. That's available for the system. RBI Baseball. I think I already have this game, but I don't know why I wouldn't have put it on my list of games that I have, unless it wasn't listed for some reason on their list, but so be it. If it's a duplicate, then that's fine. This is the Tengen version. I might have this is one of the few Tengen games that got an official release as well. It was this, Pac-Man, and Gauntlet got official licensed releases, so I might have the licensed version. So that's cool. That's a good game either way, if you're into baseball and the NES. We got a couple of Game Boy games in here. Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Advance 3. This is not the best port of Yoshi's Island. None of the ports are. But it's pretty solid, and I don't have it, and I think even though it's on Virtual Console now, I believe. I think this one actually still fetches a higher than you would expect price for a GBA game, so that's cool. And we got a Game Boy Color game, Mario Golf, which I don't have. Actually, I don't have very many Game Boy Color games at all. I have Metal Gear Solid and WWF Betrayal. And I think that's it. So my big thing with services like these is, you know, am I getting at least a fair deal as far as, you know, say I decided I wanted all 4 of these games and I bought them online, you know, am I getting, not even a deal, but just like, am I not paying more than I would have? And I suspect that this crop of games, especially with the 2 Game Boy ones, that Mario Golf and the Yoshi's Island, that I probably am not paying more for this box than I am, you know, than I would be. This is a really nice box too. If you look on the sides here, there's like pixel art of a bunch of different characters, and the flap says "Thank you for playing." And on the inside, there's a key on one side, and a star on the other. So, yeah, that's very cool. So RetroGameTreasure.com is the website. I'm gonna do a quick calculation on these, see, you know, what it would have cost me, and put it at the end of the video here just to sort of give you a sense of, because off the top of my head I don't know. And when I did one of those My Retro Game Box ones, I sort of erroneously kind of blew off a game I didn't know how much it was worth, and it turned out that that game was worth a lot more money than I thought, just because I wasn't familiar with it. So that was cool. If you're still hanging around, that means you're probably invested in maybe what's going on this channel, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit before we go, just because I haven't done a channel update either in a while. So just very quickly, the Same Name Different Game WrestleMania special for this year just went up. If you haven't watched that yet, you should go check it out. I'm very proud of it. It's about WWF Raw, 32X, Game Gear, and Xbox. And the new Obscure Old Games, there will be a WrestleMania special for that. That will go up before WrestleMania, which is Sunday the 3rd, so that will be up before then. It'll be up probably early next week. The next couple episodes I have the production slate for this channel planned out pretty far in advance. So I'm pretty much planned out at least through the end of summer. So just to give you a little preview, the next 2 episodes are going to be revisiting games that I had covered early in the series, but it will be different versions than I covered, if that makes sense. If you actually watch the WrestleMania video to the end, the image for the next episode will give you a sense of what I mean, but it'll be for versions of those games that I did not look at in the initial videos, but there'll be 2 of those back to back. And then there will be another, in sort of the tradition I've set for myself, there will be another summer program related series that is not going to be, like last year I did the Nintendo Entertainment Celebration, which was 6 episodes of Same Name Different Game, 3 episodes, excuse me, 3 episodes of 5 Reasons, and 3 episodes of Obscure Old Games. And that was a lot of just talking about NES stuff. So it's going to be a little shorter. It's going to be for another console anniversary. So it's going to be a shorter episode, or not episode, but a shorter series. It's just going to be summer, like it was with 2 years ago I did the Summer of Sega. It's going to be very similar to that. It's going to be just June, July, and August. It's going to be 3 episodes of Same Name Different Game, and 2 episodes of Obscure Old Games, and 1 episode of 5 Reasons covering the system I'll be spending the summer talking about. It'll actually be, generally speaking, it'll be a lot more in line with the Summer of Sega than it was with the Nintendo Entertainment Celebration, but that's happening, so look forward to that. The other thing I would say is that I have applied for a panel at Too Many Games, which is in June. I've applied for a panel, I have not heard back yet, but I did one last year. So I'm hoping that I get good news on that, and of course I will let everybody know as soon as that happens. So that's about it. Tell me what you think about this, and again, check out Retro Game Box. Oh, and one last thing I do want to say, I said it earlier kind of, but I want to be very clear. Retro Game Treasure did not ask me to do this. I did not receive any sort of discount, special treatment, free box, anything like that. This is totally just me checking out the service and showing you guys what I got. So there is no play for pay happening here, so just in case you were curious about that. But again, I did pay out of pocket for it. So, oh, There is one more thing. So when I did the 1,000 subscriber special, it was supposed to be 2 commentary tracks, and I only did 1, which was on the very first episode about Life Force. And people voted, but everybody who voted for something different when they voted for what the other episode would be. So there literally was not, like, every single person who voted for a different episode. So I didn't have any sort of quorum to decide on, but I have decided, sort of based on the reactions that I got and based on what I think would be the most interesting commentary, I've decided on a commentary track. So it's going to be more of a 1,300 subscriber. There's a weird tipping point you hit when you get to like 1,000 subs that you start gaining them. If you're still putting out stuff, you start gaining them a lot faster, and I think that's because YouTube, and I have no evidence to back this up other than my own gut feeling and experience, but I think once you hit 1,000 subs, YouTube treats you differently than when you're under 1,000, and you start showing up in the sidebar for people, and you start showing up in related videos for other things. But that also could be because the gaming.youtube sort of started at the same time that I got around 1,000 subs, so that it might be just my imagination. But anyways, so it's gonna be more of a 1,300, because I got from 800 to 1,000, I feel like took quite a bit of time, and from 1,000 to 1,300 didn't take very much time. So it's gonna be like a 1,300 episode or subscriber special. It's gonna be another commentary track, and that will also be up before WrestleMania because it is WrestleMania related, and that's all I'm going to say. So feel free to speculate on which episode that commentary track will be on, but that'll be up if you're into that. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff that people always ask you to do at the end of YouTube videos, is if you don't know or have the urge to do that or not do that on your own. And yeah, that's it. We'll see you shortly with an Obscure Old Games WrestleMania special.